Good evening, folks, and welcome along to the penultimate round. Oh, yes, after tonight, there's only one more to go to decide the series, and it is on an absolute cliffhanger at the moment. Of course, it is the Case King Prime Series here at Low Fuel Motorsports. My name is John Wright, taking us through all of the action from Valencia. That little Spanish gem, known mostly by the with affection by the MotoGP drivers. It's the GT3 cars that will be around this track tonight. 2.5 miles of tarmac for the drivers to cover, with, of course, a 1 hour race and the 20-minute mandatory pit window. Well, there we go. As I say, we are here for the penultimate round. Monza, Kyalami, Imola, Suzuka, Paul Ricard, Silverstone, Barcelona, Spa, the Nürburgring and Watkins Glen, all preceding this evening's event. And of course, the 90-minute finale at Bathurst next time out. Make sure you get tuned in for that. Of course, the drivers looking to get their hands on these prizes. The immersive wind bundle. My apologies, I'll take my teeth out and put them in the correct way round. We've got the immersive wind bundle for P3, the X1000 gaming chair for P2, and the R300 bucket seat for our series champion. Who is that going to be, though? That's a very good question. After last week's showing, the Eric Delfant show rolled through town once again, and after 35 laps, he took the top spot ahead of Meeks and Stevens on the podium. Waster in fourth, and championship leading Kaj Paw in fifth position. Guido van der Meer, Giroud, Van Rossum and Donats Dom rounding out the top 10 in what was an absolutely enthralling race. As we can see, over 30 cars making it across the line for Watkins last time out. An absolutely phenomenal course. Definitely one of my favourites. But let's get straight to the standings. This is what we're all looking for. Of course, 3 drop rounds in this one, so it is going to make it interesting because Kajpot is at the top, but of course Delfant has won 90% of the races that he's taken part in. Didn't take part in the first 3, and he's won, as I say, everything bar 1, I believe, so far. Let me just confirm that again. I did check. There it is. And Munoz, yes, so sorry, 1 second place and 6 first places he's had out of his appearances here so far. With that kind of form, he is going to be one to watch going into the final 2 rounds. The drop rounds, as I say, he's got 3 zeros there, so it is going to make it difficult. But yeah, he could end with a hat-trick of wins to his name. Van der Meer and Stevens, with good results last week, maintain their places 2nd and 3rd. In the standings, with Romain Kilbath in 4th and Lauren Van Rossum in 5th place. It's much like the race last week. Sasha Wassner in 6th with Miguel Silvero in 7th, and there is Delfant in 8th place. Kurs Mirzik in 9th, and Mateusz Meeks in 10th position. He's got a good gap over Ferreira and Dijkstra there in 11th and 12th. Pluderman quite close to Dykes now, with Hoffman a few points behind, so all to play for further down the order. For the final 2 races, as I say, this evening it's going to be Valencia, and then we are off to Bathurst next time out. The drivers are about to embark on their penultimate qualifying session for the series. It will be a 10-minute qualifying once again. Quite toasty on the track temperature. We're up to 32 degrees. So the tyres will be getting put through their paces, that is, for absolutely sure, around one of the youngest racetracks on any racing calendar. 1999, of course, it was thrown together. It has remained completely unchanged. 3 versions we've got, the shortest being 0.8 miles long. And does, unsurprisingly, completely cut out Champi Herrero. That will be the undoing of several drivers this evening. Of course, the National Circuit as well completely avoids the infield where Champi Herrero is. And we'll see how they all got on. The drivers really do hit that curb with a fair bit of veracity, it is safe to say. The course, of course, it holds GP2, DTM and WTCC cars, and of course World Series by Renault. If you've never seen one of the World Series Renault events around here, and you love motorsport, I can strongly recommend it. It's of course a testing ground for the lesser talented F1 drivers. Of course, GT3 is the way forward. And speaking of GT3 being the way forward, it does look like the drivers are making their way out on track for qualifying. So let's jump over and get some on-track action. We go, just had to quickly chuck 50 pence in the meter to get it working there, but we are up and running with full picture and sound. Another phenomenal turnout we've got tonight. 38 cars out in tonight's race. There is Van Rossum, but it is actually there is Eric Delphant there. He's out in his Honda, and of course, more importantly, there is Kaj Paul in the Mercedes. Good to see the Merc back up at the top of the towers, and Kaj will be looking to extend his grip here. All the cars are now bunching up at the end of their opening lap. It looks like, oh, someone's just gone stage exit left there. In fact, two cars have just lost it. Or he's only simply slowed down to join the back of the queue. So yeah, as I say, oh no, sorry, it's 15 minutes of qualifying session this evening, my apologies. And there's the full 15 that the drivers have got to get a lap down. Not a lot of space on the track, as you can see. The final corner there, a lot of yellow flags as the cars queue up to find some track space. We will see. I believe it's going to be Diesman that comes in first. Shutenko is not far behind in his Porsche. Lauren Van Rossum in the mix up at the front of the field as well. Important to get a good early time in. We do have a bit of bunching up as well. A couple of drivers haven't left themselves much room at all. Anthony Chan, his Lexus is absolutely destroying the pace being shown by the McLaren ahead of him. And the two of them firmly bunched up together. I believe that's Samuel Della Rosa that is up ahead of him there. So busy that track. Two cars have stayed in the pits, in fact. Who do we have still in the pits? It's not Meeks. Van Rossum sets an early marker for pole, 1 minute 30.8. That's going to get a fair bit quicker before the end of the session. Mateusz Meeks matches him almost identically there. 15 hundredths between the two of them on the front row. There is, I believe that's Alex Hunter just joined them up at the front. Haha, and there he goes. Eric Delphant, 1 minute 30.4. Yeah, he can get it done early in the session, he can get it done late in the session, he pretty much always gets it done in the race. Eric Delphant absolutely delivers time and again, and there is Sasha Wassner. The LFM eSports driver in his Mustang is up onto the front row, takes 2 tenths out of Van Rossum in Meeks time, and is 2 tenths behind Delphant. So it's absolutely massive up there. There's Kuzmierzik across the line. Alex Hunter already down to 11th position. Vols, Lasada, Silverio, Chase Stevens popping a time in to get into 7th. Rolano and Della Rosa all ahead. Della Rosa just about hanging on to a position at the start of the third row. We'll see if he can hold that. We've got a few yellow flags, looks like Lasada and Hunter. Lasada back to the pits. Diesman, oh yep, that McLaren stage exit left. Kaj Paul, our championship leader, now he hasn't set a time as yet, so we'll see if he can get one set. And in fact, yeah, you know what, the onboard through Champiarero. Look at the bounce on that. Wow, Delfante's gone quicker again. 30.0. I did think a 29 was on the cards, and he is knocking on that door. Less than 10 minutes to go. Track temperature's gone up a degree, so we're definitely getting into the warmer side of things. Let's see what Paul can do across the line for his first go at a flying lap. 31.0. Oh no, that was an invalid lap. So that was an invalid lap. So Paul, oh, now I tell you what, that is a big run wide on the exit as well. Championship leader. No, he was still well in the hunt. Right, okay, yep, so he's still on a lap. And up at the front, I tell you what, Delfante's already threatening to go quicker. He crossed the line before Paul did, so we'll see what he can do on his lap here in the Honda. And if he can improve, Matej Meeks is on improvement, so is Max Petrenko and Axel Martinez down 13th and 15th respectively, and Alex Hunter looking to take a big jump up the field. He is on a good lap, so is Mikhail Kuzmerzik as well, in fact, so a few laps are about to be drastically improved upon if they can bring these times across the line. This is another one of these courses the drivers all know it so well. We will see a lot of times being matched down to the tenths, if not the hundreds, as Delfante doesn't finish that lap and comes into the pits. Right, where is Kaj Paul? Oh! He's just jumped up the field, just missed him crossing the line there, but there he is across the line, and he's up onto the second row, 1 minute 30.5. A tenth ahead of Paul, a tenth ahead of Wassner, and 2 tenths behind Matej Meeks. The Honda is ruling the waves at the moment. That's a front row lockout for the Japanese manufacturer here in Spain, and Delfante has done a 29 for anyone that had that on their bingo card. Halfway into the qualifying session, he's the only man into the 29s. We've got a lot of times in. 36 drivers have set a time. We've actually had another driver join the session as well, so we're up to 38. This is going to be a good race. Good race. Cars pulling in and out of the pits. That's Lauren Van Rossum just pulling over to the right hand side there. I don't think... now, did Van Rossum improve? Lots of data to scroll through. Oh yeah, 30.5, so he's snuck ahead of Sasha Wassner. So he has joined Kaj Paul on a 30.5. Oh, Matej Meeks invalidates his lap, pushing to try and go quicker. This is Paul Lasada, the Moonblack Racing team. He's in the Bentley. He is currently a fair chunk of change up on his time. He's got a few corners left to go, to be fair, but he's had a very, very, very good start to sector number 1, and this could be a big jump up the field. And in fact, Eric Temple as well, who's already through turn 11, so we'll stay on board here with Temple first. He is looking to break into the 1 minute 30s if he can. He is on the cusp, just needs to survive the last corner. Lexus should have some good legs out of here. We'll see what he can do across the line. He's carried pace around the last corner. He is going to improve. I don't think he's quite going to get the 30s though. Oh, 31.2. Good enough for 11th place at the moment. Lasada. Oh, now he is making a bigger improvement than Temple was, but I don't think it's going to be big enough to get past Temple unless he can find something heroic out of the last corner. And in fact, he's lost time all the way into the braking zone there, so the Bentley driver not getting to grips with the final corner on his fastest flying lap of the session. He is going to improve, but it's certainly not going to be the improvement that he was threatening halfway through the lap. 1 minute 31.6 joins another 2 drivers on that time in 16th place. Up at the front, no one improving up there. Wayne Ferreira down in 20th is certainly showing an improvement at the moment. We'll see by how much now. Where is he? Through turn number 8, so he's got a bit of the lap left to go. He's got that Ferrari chasing him down as well, and wow, already 10 minutes into the session, and in fact Sasha Wassner up in the top 5 is threatening a quicker time. Let's see what Ferreira does. Wow. It's about to get very close for 10th place as Ferreira crosses the line and jumps from 20th to 11th. Another driver on a 1 minute 31.2, just outside the top 10. Let's see what Sasha Wassner can do. Oh, and he's found another 10th at the last corner. He's looking to get himself up to 2nd place here as championship leader Paul. And so Paul is ejected from his position. Matija Meeks has already taken that. Of course, well, that's Wassner now up to the head of row number 2, while Eric Delfant through turn 11 is purple once again. Yeah, safe to say the Hondas are loving life in Spain at the moment. And Delfant out of the last corner. Oh, he's just invalidated. Oh, brutal. It was quicker as well. It was quicker. 3 minutes left to go, so he does have time for another run at it. Wassner is threatening an improvement. Oh, Cash Paul looking for a big improvement. Looking to completely separate himself here in 2nd place if he can bring this home. The Merc is running very nicely indeed, right over Champiarero once again. We've also got Jay Stevens looking to jump himself up to 6th position if he can. Max Petrenko and Beric are both on improvement. So is Diesman as well. And in fact, Beric Nagy in 33rd place is about to jump up a few spots as well. So we're going to have some late movers and shakers. And as I was looking down the field, Paul did cross the line and he did go quicker. 1 minute 30.2 to put himself back up to 2nd place, and he's carried that momentum onto the lap, and he is quicker in sector 1 than he has been so far in the session. Matija Meeks though is looking to fight back with the Honda power and is actually threatening to get into the 29s. Delfant is out, so he is going to get another crack at a lap. How much of one though is the question. 29.8 at the moment. He's threatened the 29.6 so far. Oh, and Meeks has lost it out of the last corner. Meeks was 2 tenths up on the way in, crosses the line. Oh, no improvement. That was angling for a 30.1, which would have put him ahead of Paul. Does have this lap to go. Alex Hunter is going quicker as well. Let's see what the Ferrari driver does across the line. 11th up to 10th. With time for another lap as well, and that is Delfant behind. So this will be his last chance. Jay Stevens comes into the pits. That's him done with qualifying. And Eric Temple, who we saw improve earlier. Bless me. Oh, no improvement this time. Andres Beric is still on improvement, and so too Patrick Veiling. Where is he? Yep, through turn 13, so got a few tricky corners to go. But is looking to join in the 3 drivers ahead of him on 1 minute 31.6. This could be 4 drivers on 31.6. We've currently got 4 drivers on 1 minute 31.2. And in fact, Veiling does a 31.4 to get himself up to 17th. Vili Habold is through turn 11, so he's got 13 and 14 to go before we get an idea of where he is going to settle in. But he is 2 tenths up himself. De La Rosa is 2 tenths up, and Matija Meeks is up as well. Eric Delfant's invalidated his lap. And, wow, Matija Meeks has gone quicker than Cash Paul. 1 minute 30.207 beats a 1 minute 30.215. So close. And here goes Habold. He propels himself up to 17th, but he might be down to 18th because Paul Lasada in the Bentley, had a look at him earlier, comes out of the final corner with a half a second in his pocket. This is going to put him up to 11th position. Lasada taking 9 spots at the end there. Oh, and Delphant is still on a flying lap, and he is threatening to go quicker. Of course he is. Of course he is. 4 tenths ahead of the rest of the field. The only driver into the 29s, and he's now into the gravel and into the pits and done with qualifying. I don't think anyone's going to topple him. Unless we see, not Jay Stevens is in the pits. Rolano is out on track still, but is down on his personal best time. Berwick is out on track, but down. Eisenreich now is up on his time. Might be enough to see an improvement. Sorry, it might be enough to see an improvement in position. Oh, wow. Right, he's carried far too much. Yep, he suddenly went over half a second up there. I think he's carried far too much speed in the final corner, not being able to carry it across the line. 1 minute 32.5, and that will be him. Done and dusted. That is everyone out on track. Parker, sorry, just coming across the line, but that is everyone. Done and dusted, and it does look like it is once again Mr. Eric Delphant who is taking pole position. That is absolutely, oh, excellent. We're getting in early doors. Nice. Oh no, still Watkins Glen. We'll grab them up in a moment, but it is, of course, sorry, we seem to have, there we go. Yep, so there we go, confirmation. Delphant taking the top spot, Meeks and Paul second and third. Paul fighting for his championship life here. Waster, Van Rossum, Silverio, Jay Stevens, De La Rosa, Rolano and Alex Hunter all making it into the top 10. As I mentioned, we've got 39 drivers have made their way through qualifying. We'll get a rundown with them in a moment. Let me just quickly. Oh, a couple of bits and pieces. Perfect. And yeah, certainly what we'll do, we'll get a look at the full grid. With Delphant confirmed on the top spot once again. He'll be joined on the front row by another Honda. It's Matasia Meeks with the 1 minute 30.207. In third place, we've got our championship leader. It's Kaj Paul, 1 minute 30.215. Insane. In fourth position, Sasha Wassner in the Mustang, 1 minute 30.392 for him. In fifth place, it is going to be Lauren Van Rossum, 1 minute 30.567. In sixth place, and we've got Alexis, it's Miguel Silverio, 1 minute 30.567, the exact same time as Van Rossum. We've got Jay Stevens for Strater Motorsport, 1 minute 30.662. In eighth position is Samuel De La Rosa, 1 minute 30.7. And then in ninth place, it's Omar Rolano, 1 minute 30.9. 10th place, another Ferrari, love to see it, it's Alex Hunter, 1 minute 31.037. In 11th place in the Bentley, right at the end of qualifying there, Paul Lasada gets himself up into 11th from 20th place he was in. Then it is the BMW of Max Petrenko, 31.0, good enough for 12th place for him tonight. He'll be followed into turn number 1 by 13th. It's Alex Martinet. 14th place, it's Wayne Ferreira in the Lexus, 1 minute 31.202. Another Lexus behind him, it's Eric Temple, 1 minute 31.220. In 16th place is Tobias Volts in the Pinkman Ferrari, 1 minute 31.222. All the 2s in the 31s. Mario Hoffman for Colourworks. I'm not sure that livery is fully worked. We've got another Colourworks car. That one's definitely worth it. It's Willy Habold, 31.367. Good enough for 18th place tonight. Them have another Lexus making an appearance. It's Patrick Veiling, another Colourworks driver, closer to the Ladybug we know and love. And then in 20th place, Mikhail Kuzmirzik, 31.512. We've then got another Porsche in the top, just outside the top 20, sorry, Benjamin Muti, 31.652. Then we have the Gulf liveried Aston Martin, Igor Shutenko, 1 minute 31.677. He's going to start ahead of Andras Berek, 1 minute 31.7 for Andras as well, 23rd place for him. 24th position, yet another Lexus, is Alvin Deisman, 31.8. 25th place, it's going to be Anthony Chan, with a 1 minute 31.925. Then in 26th position, another Ferrari, Daniel Sciolodi, 31.9 for him as well. In the Aston Martin next is John Dave for Moonblack Racing, another Moonblack car, 31.9, good enough for 31st. And then 32nd, now that's gone slightly wrong, because, sorry, that's Ferenc Nagy in the Aston Martin. There we go, Jonathan Mayer, my apologies, the Trinbago brothers. And then it's rounding out the top 30, Nicholas Bruel, 32.215. We've then got the BMW of Pablo Dutra, VRB Virtual Racing Boost, 1 minute 32.4. In 32nd place, Julian Eisenreich, 32.5. In 33rd position, Stefan Kozjebek. Good mix of cars we've got right through the field. We've got another Porsche making an appearance. It's Mikel Lepesiu, 32.6. Then in the Lamborghini, it's Rizzo Rattiano, 32.7. Then we've got another Porsche, Peter Parker, 32.952 with a spider dog profile picture as well. Love it. We've got David Sugi, didn't set a time, or set a very slow time, it would appear. In 38th place, Morris Miller, another very slow time set. And bringing up the rear of the field, it's Ignas Astrauskas, did not set a time and will start in 31st position. The drivers, I think we are just about getting to the end of the lap. Yeah, perfect timing. Here we go then. 1 hour of racing, 1 mandatory pit stop, 1 championship still to very much be decided. It's the all-conquering Eric Delfant looking to start another winning streak after finishing second 2 weeks ago. He got a first again last week. So this is him right back into the hunt, but he is followed on the front row by Matej Meeks in a Honda. And there we go, his green lights, his foot down, his flat out, and it is a flyer into turn number 1 for both the Hondas out of the front of the field. You can see Sasha Wassner getting a good start as well, but so too can Kaj Paul. He's trying to follow the race leader through on that inside line. Matej Meeks gets himself just out a bit wide. Let's get a wider shot. There we go, and Kaj Paul having to go defensive as he goes on the offence. He tries to take Matej Meeks around the outside while fending off Sasha Wassner, and all the while Lauren Van Rossum has said thank you very much. I'm going to sneak myself into this one if you do not mind at all, and he hasn't managed to do so. Wassner says, you know what, I maybe do mind, I'm happy hanging on to this position, we'll see. No agree, oh sorry, there has been, Kuzmirzik's ended up down 10 spots, and Berzik, oh, we've got body parts from cars flying absolutely every place. We've got a couple of replays in a moment, but the top 5 still running as you were. Jay Stevens getting an early move done on Silverio Rolano. In fact, Rolano going past Silverio as well. Rolano on an absolute charge. He's got the Ferrari dialed in at the start. They usually get bogged down at the start, but no one told Rolano. That's him up 2 spots. De La Rosa loses out on a spot as well. Alex Hunter still very close in that battle as well. Down the field, oh, Igor Shutenko as well. Car number 25. Let's have a quick look at a replay and see what's happened at the start. Well, you can see his Porsche is just on the outside line. Oh, it looks like they've slowed up ever so slightly. Oh, yeah, the Lexus. Oh, so the Lexus got on the brakes, the Aston got on the curbs, and the Porsche, oh, got sent off into the sand. There's cars absolutely every place. That is massively unfortunate. Wrong place, wrong time. Certainly didn't look like anything overly egregiously deliberate by any of the drivers involved. We also had an accident as well with Peter Parker. I think he might have got involved. No, so this is the corner before. Oh no, in fact it is going to be the same incident. He's come round turn number 4 and it ended up an unwitting participant in the Stramash which unfolded. Yeah, so that's what's ailed down the back of the field. Nothing like that going on up at the front. Oh, or is there though? Rolano with a yellow flag, and we've got a big concertina effect there, and we've got Ferreira dropping down the order. Straight back to the replays then. Let's see what's going on with Ferreira and his Lexus. Oh, and it's the McLaren ahead of him. Ends up off track. We've got Ferreira. Just comes round the corner. Cars kind of all over the place. Yeah, kind of got mustered out. Oh, and then the Colourworks Porsche goes up the inside just to rub a bit of salt into the wound there. So big moves are going on down through the field. And again though, not up at the top. The top 5 still running as they started. It's Delphante in first, Matej Meeks in second, Kaj Paul in third, Sasha Waston in fourth, and Lauren Van Rossum in 5th position. Then comes the overtakes. It's Jay Stevens up 1, Rolano up 2, and Silverio down 2. Although he looks like he might be trying to write that into turn number 1 as he is firmly in the slipstream of Rolano. And he is looking very quick, the Lexus. Yeah, it's just absolutely no contest against the Ferrari in a straight line. And that looks like Jay Stevens took a very wide line there. Silverio is going to have to go slightly defensive against Rolano, but again, the Lexus, the Ferrari, sorry, absolutely no match for the Lexus in a straight line. And yeah, Silverio getting that done exactly when he should. Alex Hunter, in fact, let me mark this and see where everyone gets back to, because yeah, Alex Hunter down in 10th place. In fact, I think he got caught up in that Stramash as well, but what we can do is check another replay, because we've got that. Oh, okay, yeah, bit of netcode there. So that's through turn number 1, of course, into turn number 2. Oh, there's a bit of a battle going on ahead. That looked like a bit of contact between the legs and the Ferrari. Oh, and the McLaren has lost a bit of grip and then cut his nose off. And that is contact, and that is Alex Hunter dropping 10 positions down to 20th. So it's all happening in the mid-pack, and in fact Hunter, it's De La Rosa was the driver behind him who made contact. I've just seen another overtake there as well. That looked like Ferreira on Hoffman. As Petrenko, another fastest lap from Eric Delphante as Petrenko fended off. The Lexus goes round the outside. That's Eric Temple. Good move round the line, around the outside of the final corner. Tobias Volz looks like he's going to try and jump into this action as well. Again, the Ferrari in a straight line, even in the double slipstream, is going to struggle against the cars ahead of it, and you can see that exactly. The Beamer of Hoffman hanging on to that inside line there, gives him enough space and room, and he's going to hold on to it even firmer now as we go round turn number 2. Volks having to fall back into line, trying the cutback bravely. Is the door going to be left open by Hoffman? He wasn't close enough, so it didn't make a difference, but Hoffman did leave the door open, and this is working well for Hoffman's teammate. Oh no, sorry, it's Hoffman that's in the Porsche. My apologies, it's actually Vili Habold that's in that BMW. It's Colourworks drivers. My apologies, it's Habold that's in the BMW. Mario Hoffman is, of course, the one in the Porsche that is being closed in, or helped to close in, by the battle going on. We've got Nagy, Mayer and Kuzmierzik. Kuzmierzik looking to make back some positions after his fall from grace. It does have a good close group of cars ahead of him, so it should be able to do some decent work from there. Shatenko and Anthony Chan now down 13 positions, and down at the back of the field, yeah, Andres Berek, the Aston Martin saw involved in that incident earlier on. Sorry, we're jumping about a bit. I'm looking for this three-way battle here. It's Sasha Wassner, Kaj Paw and Lauren Van Rossum. This is the pack that is currently chasing our race leader while holding themselves up. If they don't sort this out soon, he is going to run away with it through turn 2 already. Goes Honda number 1 Delphant, then it is Meeks Paul Wassner, and in the rear view mirror there you can see Van Rossum, and just in the distance there, Jay Stevens, after an off-track excursion in turn 1. He finds himself with a bit of a gap to overturn, but he's still within a second. So certainly, absolutely still in the hunt for a top 5 if he can keep this together. Miguel Cerverio, he's now 3.5 seconds down on this battle, so Stevens really can focus on what's going on ahead of him to try and catch up. Oh, I tell you what, Wassner looking very good on the brakes, much better through turn number 8 than the Mercedes, and that has done him absolutely wonders in closing this gap. Now only 0.3 of a second separating third, sorry, 0.6 separating third from fifth. And it's fourth that we're on board with. Sam was right in the middle. Alex Hunter looking for more overtakes as well. He's got David De La Rosa behind him. He's got Veiling just ahead of him. In fact, I think Dave has just put him, John Dave has just put a move on Hunter. Yeah, Hunter might be off course. Yeah, so Hunter's had another off-track excursion, and De La Rosa is absolutely tumbling down the order as well. So let's see what's going on there. There is De La Rosa's McLaren. Oh, 3 wide through there. A bit of hesitation from 2 of the drivers, and that only causes a concertina effect. The 2 Ferraris ahead are not scared of trading paint. Oh, and it's the Ferrari behind. And yeah, that is massively unfortunate there. Again, wrong place, wrong time. Oh, and there's another car massively off track. It's Benjamin Muti, I believe. Car 39, and for some reason that, incredibly, hasn't showed up. Oh no, there we go. Straight back to the replays. Here we go again. So it's into turn number 1, clearly. He was almost into the wall at the back of turn number 2 there. Oh, and he just loses the car. What is going on there? Wow, okay. It's not often you see that. Absolutely no traction whatsoever at 2 phases through the corner there. And that's led to Muti tumbling down the order. He is dropped like a rock. Let's see, Van Rossum now closer to Wassner than Wassner is to Paw. So despite losing a bit of time, we'll jump on board with the Ferrari. Beautiful stuff. We're only 10 minutes in. Only 10 minutes in, we've seen some serious chopping and changing. Still could all change up here in the podium. I'm certainly expecting Eric Delphant even early doors in this race. He is looking a runaway winner already. What is that? He's got a 2-second gap over the front of the field and looking absolutely planted in that Honda. Fastest lap on fastest lap gives him a 2-second gap 10 minutes into the race. Matej Meeks in second, Kaj Paw still in third with Wassner in fourth, and Van Rossum still running in 5th position. Jay Stevens, so I'm just calculating that, so he's 2.5 seconds down now. Silverio in 7th, Rolano holding 8th place, so he is up, and Axel Martinez, he has got himself up 4 positions to 9th place. Eric Temple as well, he's up 4 spots to 11th, and Paul Lasada, after a late run in qualifying to 11th, he's got himself an overtake done. He's up to 10th. Billy Habold also making good moves through the field with a 5-place improvement. Diesman up 7 places to 17th, and John Dave up 8 places to 19th. So yes, so some big moves. Sugi as well up 9, Peter Parker up 9 places, Strauskis up 9 spots as well. Yeah, De La Rosa running down the back of the field after that incident. Benjamin Muti in 38th, Ratiano, Beric and Lepeshaw all dropping spots. Anthony Chan and Igor Shutenko, although Shutenko is on a good comeback. He's made back 5 places already, so too is Anthony Chan. So these drivers that have lost places at the start are certainly looking quick and trying to take back as many as they can. Oh, let's jump back onto this battle though. Let's get the rear view mirror of the Mustang to show us where Van Rossum is, and the windscreen to show us where that Mercedes badge is. It's very close to the Mustang badge, that is for sure. These three, again, only separated by 0.8 of a second. Yeah, it's crazy if you do the math. These three, the distance between these three is less than half of the distance that Delphant is in the lead, and in fact it's almost a third of the distance. Delphant stretching it out to 2.3 already. 12 minutes into the race. What, was 7 laps in, and he's almost 2.5 seconds up. Just absolutely incredible. His fastest lap of the race is a 1 minute 30.2. His previous lap there was a 30.5. So running within half a second of his own fastest lap time. Oh, and into turn number 1, Wastner again, looking just a little bit better on the brakes. Can he pile on the pressure though, Paul? He's no easy turnover, that's for sure. Sorry, he's no pushover, that's for sure. He's leading the championship for a very, very good reason. He's had some solid, consistent results. And he knows how to defend. Oh, and has done for extended periods. Can he hold on to this lead before we get into the pits? Of course, the pit window opens in 7 minutes' time. Whoa, and he's almost lost the back of the car. He's absolutely wrestling to hang on to there. Sasha Wastner got a bit closer to the Mercedes than he planned, and it's almost put Van Rossum up the inside. A lot of steering input there to try and straighten up the car, and he's run deep again. His tyres are not happy. This is not the track temperature you want to be cooking your tyres early doors in the stint. 34-degree track temp. With an hour race, you would have suspected drivers are going to go for a no tyre change and just pull in the fuel. But that is a position lost by Wastner there. An uncharacteristic mistake from Wastner. Unfortunately, it didn't show up. I'm not sure. In fact, let's be brave. Yeah, so I believe this is actually here. Yeah, so here we go. We will get a good look at this. You can see just how close he's getting. Not quite close enough to advance alongside. But yeah, just on the curb, too much on the loud pedal. Look how much momentum he loses, and the control that he shows there to keep that car between the Mayo and the Mustard is absolutely incredible. I'm sure he'll be a bit disheartened after losing that position, but yeah, see, he's just run it too deep. The tyres, even that minor looking slide, that really will put a bit of heat into his tyres, and that is what's caused the problem there into the next corner and cost him that position. So it's Van Rossum handed a gift from the gods. That's him up to 4th place, although the Ferrari again, it's a great all-round car, maybe not the best in a straight line though, even in the slipstream, and that Mustang it certainly can move in a straight line. So we'll see what these three can do going forward. Paul now with someone else to defend against. Mario Hoffman and Wayne Ferreira are still battling away, although these two, no, sorry, they're not. Willy Habold is the other driver for Colourworks. Ferreira is Player One Racing. And that's an overtake there. Oh, and Hunter, just as he gets to overtake, and that's a rejoin and a half right there, referee. He manages to sneak the car in front. Almost collects himself a commemorative front bumper from the Ferrari chasing him. They all managed to avoid contact. Hunter clearly desperate to make his way back through the field. He has gained back 2 spots. Anthony Chan is absolutely moving. He's made back 9 spots since his incident, and has in fact got his way past Shutenko as well. These two now leaving drivers behind. Leproshaw as well, he is still on a charge. He dropped a couple of spots himself, but has made back 3 since his incident. David Shugi, he's up 10 places overall. He's pretty much getting a position a lap. In fact, it's over a position a lap that he's gaining so far. And in the last 4, he's gained 6 spots. The cars around him are just making it very easy for him. Kuzmerzik maybe down 1 position overall, but has come back. Another driver that did drop down the order, was down in 27th, is back up to 21st. There's so many narratives going on here. John Dave up from 27th to 19th. Oh, Kazmierzik and Veiling have just swapped positions, I believe. Willie Habold, as I say, up 5. Deisman up 7. John Dave up 8. Martinez and Temple both up 4 to get themselves, or one of them at least, Martinez certainly, into the top 10. Let's get back and see where this battle for the podium is taking us at the moment. And oh, it is taking us away. In fact, there is a bit of a difference at the end of this lap again. I did think that Waster would be able to close in quite handily on Van Rossum, but Van Rossum's got an absolute flyer out the last corner, and he really is carrying that into turn number 1, although Paul, he's done a better job than both of them in that Mercedes. He's still very much keeping an eye on Matej. Make sure the drivers need to keep it neat, tidy. It's so easy to pick up track limit violations around this course. They absolutely cannot afford to do that. Let me just see what, if anything, we've got in the way. Sorry, apologies, just looking at the penalty sheet. I'm not sure that is correct. Give me a moment. Yes, we'll grab it. Oh, and there's an exclamation mark on the timing tower. That's Lauren Van Rossum has violated the track limits and he's been overtaken by Sasha Wassner. Let's have a look and see what's going on there. So at this point he is coming up behind the Mercedes very quickly indeed. This is a corner, in fact, where he took the position that he's currently in. He's made it through there. Oh, he's gone brave up the inside. Oh, and the Mercedes has given him a tap anyway as he went past. So it was a double cutback there. They both tried cutbacks there. And the replay sold us short. So they made contact. The Mercedes and the Ferrari made contact. Wassner retakes 4th position. It is an absolute hot potato. That 4th place. It has swapped hands once again. Yeah, Temple on Lusada, and there is a solid battle going on down here as well. Kuzmierzik, John Dave, Deisman, Alex Hunter is in this little battle as well. He's got himself back up to 20th position. So only another 10 places to go, and I wouldn't bet against him, although Kuzmierzik is looking quick and clever on the defensive manoeuvres there. John Dave ahead of him in the Ferrari. Patrick Veiling and Ferenc Nagy just behind as well. As we can see, Nagy just at the back of this group in his Aston Martin, so that is a solid train ahead of him. The slightest flinch by any of these drivers and positions will be changing. Will be changing hands. That's already 20 minutes into the race. That is already the pit window open. We'll see if we'll have anyone come in early. I seriously doubt it. Potentially Wassner may come in if he's not happy with the tyres. I do think it's unlikely though, but we will find out at the end of this lap. Some of the drivers down at the back might come in. Whoa, and that is a bit of a wiggle from the Colourworks Porsche here. That's going to drop him off the back of this as the Ferrari goes up the inside. Habold could take advantage of this one as well, but it's Tobias Volz that takes most advantage, and he gets himself out into the lead of this little pack. He's got Petrenko and Willie Habold close in behind him, and there's Wayne Ferreira in the Lexus absolutely on the back of this one as well. We may even see some of these drivers come into the pits just to get a bit of breath. Although if I was having this much fun out on a racetrack, I would be loath to have to come into the pits and take a pit stop. I would much rather be elbow deep in this kind of battle here, and it is a battle that is going on for effectively 13th position with Petrenko leading that gap now, trailing a gap of a second to Tobias Walls. Oh, and they've got very close again. Havel's had to take avoiding action from the BMW ahead of him. Wayne Ferreira is managing to avoid 15th position potentially. No, Havel comes straight back up. It's BMW versus Lexus. They've got a bit close on the way to Champion. It's going to cause instability for one of the for the BMW, which it does, and all that does is bring Mario Hoffman into it. Porsche fans, enjoy. We'll get some beautiful Porsche sounding engines, and I tell you what, he nearly got a double overtake there. Not often you would be betting on a Porsche outgunning a BMW and a Lexus in a straight line. And there we go, the job gets done. Oh, he's going to go, no he's not. He popped out of the slipstream there right at the last second. I thought he was about to go full Sendosaurus Rex up the inside of turn number 1 there. Decided against Ferreira. Still on the attack, but so too is Sasha Wassner. Let's get back up to the front of the field and see how they're getting on, because Wassner is back to within a few tenths of a second of Kaj Paul van Rossum. Now the driver getting left behind ever so slightly. Although everyone getting left behind. This is Eric Delphant. Eric hasn't been on screen much for the start of the race because there is nothing but lapping perfection happening up at the front. The consistency is beyond disturbing at this point. And yeah, he's absolutely on track. I mean, he might as well be on rails. But he's certainly on track to bring home another race win. He stayed out for another lap as expected. Kaj Paul, the driver, holding on to the final podium position, and of course holding on to the top of the championship, that racing bucket seat. I tell you, one of those would look absolutely phenomenal on my rig as well, Case King. Just saying. But yeah, Kaj Paul certainly looking to hold on to the racing bucket seat. It could well be coming his way. Oh, look at Wassner again. Just look, the Mustang is just so much better through the corners than the Mercedes. But that corner exit, that's a whole lot of torque that Merc comes packing. It may have a big long nose, it's got one heavy rear end, and it absolutely gets the power down. And again, you can see the... Oh, and that's another wiggle for Wassner. His back tyres are absolutely not happy. That's what we're calling esports setup, folks. If you've ever tried driving a race car with one of those setups where it just feels like it's on ice, that's how they do it. And Wassner's going to wish he was on ice because his tyres are cooking and the track temp has gone up. We're now at 35 degrees. It's getting toasty warm out there. The tyres are going to be getting themselves a little bit of blistering, especially if they keep running like that. Mario Hoffman still looking for an overtake on Habold. As they both chase the Lexus ahead. We've also got a nice little battle here. Jonathan Mayer, Nicholas Bruhl, Daniel Shilodi, Ignis Strauskis and Moritz Miller. They're absolutely on top of one another. We've had a couple of cars come into the pits. Eric Temple and David Sugi both coming into the pits. And oh, here we go, side by side. That is, of course... now, which Audi is that? Oh no, sorry, that's Miller. Berek Kozjebek, Rizzo Ratiano. Sorry, that is not where we were looking for. There's Benjamin Muti there. There was another battle that was a bit closer, but they seem to have spread out. Shilodi. There we go with Morris Miller. John Dave manages to get an overtake done there. And does he manage to hold on to it? It's a Strauskis. So a good start, didn't set a lap time, up to 26th position, didn't set a time in quali, and is now running up in 26 and involved in some incredible battles there, it looks like. And the other one, Morris Miller, there we go. Another driver who's made hay while the sun is shining. Miller started in 38th, is now up in 24th position. That is not bad at all. 14 places in 16 laps. That is a whole fun race. Eisenreich as well, up 12 spots to get to currently claim 20th. Alvin Deisman making a good start to the race as well, up from 24th to 8th. Just checking to see who is close. It looks like Jonathan Mayer Nicholas Broyle and Daniel Shalodi are the closest three drivers we've got on track at the moment. Muti and Dutra down in 29th and 30th, having themselves a full ding-dong battle as well as these three that we've got on screen. We are almost approaching, in fact, the halfway mark of the pit window, so the drivers have got 13 minutes left to come in and take their mandatory stop, and in fact that is Lysander coming into the pits. So he is going to drop down the order until everyone else comes in. So he's come in just before the halfway mark. Yeah, I did think the drivers up at the top was going to be another race where they're going to stay out as long as possible. And that certainly looks like it's playing out that way. We've got this one very close though. Those two Ferraris looking very... Oh, he's going for it up the inside. He's side by side through turn number 1. All that's going to do is bring the BMW into play. That is not the... brightest of moves here, I would say. Cholodi is going to get himself absolutely caught. Maurice Miller cannot believe his luck at the moment. His BMW, he's got a front row seat to the battle of the two Ferraris, which we can't see. There we go. Very nearly gets himself a 2 for 1 there, and ahead Jonathan Mayer on Eisenreich. Yeah, so these 5 cars tucked in here. Oh, a couple of different lines. The BMW of Moritz Miller there, just losing the back end. This is bringing John Dave and his Ferrari into this battle now as well. So they're going into the Noah's Ark formation here, 2 by 2 by 2. 3 two-way battles on the go as more cars are in and out of the pits. Paul Lasada, just to put that in perspective, he's come out in 34th position, and he's actually come out behind Eric Temple, who has come in for an earlier pit stop than Lasada, so he's got a monster undercut as he looks to make his way back closer to the top 20. Shatenko on his way out of the pits as well. So what's that now? 6 drivers that have taken their pit stops so far, and Sasha Wastner still trying to take this podium spot from Cash Paul. Wastner looking to get himself up to 3rd. He's trying to get himself into the prizes for the end of the series. He's 5th or 6th. Sorry, brain has gone completely dead with all overtaken. Let's just get a look. He's 6th place at the minute, and he is... Oh, right, okay, yeah, he's about 700 points behind. He needs to stay ahead of Jay Stevens. He needs another couple of positions. Oh, they're going to go side by side through turn number 14. No way he's going to make this one stick. Surely the Mercedes is going to have the power on the exit. Van Rossum comes out with a slipstream. Van Rossum with a beautiful move, a beautiful chance at a move into turn 1. He comes into the pits along with Jay Stevens in his Lamborghini. So on the halfway mark they're gone for it. These two have stayed almost side by side along the start finish straight. Waster though has to tuck back in as Cash Paul holds on to that position. Wow, is he going to manage to get this done before he comes into the pits? That'll be an interesting one. It's actually an interesting one for me as well, the two drivers that have come into the pits already. Van Rossum and Stevens. But yeah, they are in. More drivers are coming in, so they are all going, a lot of them going for the 50-50. That pit lane is very, very busy indeed. Not quite as busy as Cash Paul's rear view mirror, that is for sure, but it is definitely getting busy in there as these two still flying around the course. Eric Delphant is still absolutely just destroying the field. Half a second quicker than Matej Meeks on that previous lap. Meeks no slouch either though. He's now 5 seconds ahead of the battle that we are watching for the final podium position. So his 2nd place in that Honda looking very, very, very good at the halfway mark of the penultimate round of the Case King Prime Series. There's Petrenko in the pits, Martinez in the pits, Willy Habold in the pits. Van Rossum back out in 19th, in fact goes past Piotr Parker. In fact he's having a bit of a battle with him there. Parker not ready to give up the position quite yet, and Van Rossum's going to go right round the outside. This could play right into the hands of Jay Stevens and his Lambo. Oh, he doesn't quite manage to follow him completely through. Not straight away at least, but he will get past this Porsche in a moment. And it is a three-way battle here. Parker hasn't been at the pits yet. These two cars haven't yet. He just pops himself out of the way in the last corner and lets these two continue on with their battle. And Paul's coming into the pits. Sasha Wassner has stayed out. Mario Hoffman, he comes out of the pits just in front of that car there. It wasn't Jonathan Mayer. It was Dutra, Pablo Dutra down to 36. So yeah, the field massively mixed in here. Massively mixed in. Let's see what the top three do, or second and third certainly. If they've got any inkling to come into the pits to answer Paul straight away. Van Rossum has managed to fend off any advance from Jay Stevens. Got a wider shot on that. You can see how close they are. And Paul, wow, is not far ahead of them. So Van Rossum has stayed right in the hunt. I tell you what, Sasha Wassner is going to have to be quick through the pits. And we're going to find out because he is in. So is race leader Delphant. He comes in. Matejka Meeks comes in from second. And Wassner comes into the pits as well. We'll see Ferreira still to end the lap, so he's a bit down. So too is Hoffman. So it's all about Kaj Paul and where he's going to come back out in relation to Sasha Wassner. I do think it is going to be very close. Delphant, what sort of times are we looking at? Yeah, just under the 30-second mark for the pit stops. Ferreira has stayed out, Hoffman has stayed out, Matejka Meeks is still stationary, Delphant is still stationary as well. Sasha Wassner, that is not Sasha Wassner. There is, not Sasha that I'm looking for, my apologies, I'm all over the place. Here we go, it's Kaj Paul, who is now out in the last corner. Oh, we've got a Ferrari down, Chilodi at the last corner, binned the Ferrari. Oh, he's ended up out on the gravel, and he's given himself an absolute nightmare rejoin. Delphant is back out. Wide shot, please, thank you. Delphant is back out. Matejka Meeks, he's back out. Oh, and Kaj Paul and Wassner are side by side. I did say I think it was going to be close, and it could not be any closer. And it's brought Van Rossum right back into this battle as well. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. So Ferreira, Hoffman and Veiling on track leaders at the moment. They still need to pit along with Miller and Bruhl. So there's still 5 drivers in the top 10 they need to pit, but the original top 10 of the drivers that were top 10 before they came into the pits have all come back out, and it's given us another absolute tantalising battle here between these cars. Let's see, Matejka Meeks, and I tell you what, yeah, they've got Nicholas Broyle. Matejka Meeks has actually got one of the unpitted cars just ahead of him, and in fact he's got a few that are battling for position as well. Goes for the cutback, does get that done up the inside. A few that advertised it. I'll tell you what, that Ferrari got a good exit there. Meeks brave on the brakes, and the Champiarero manages to get over the curb and get himself up that spot. More cars ahead coming into the pits as Van Rossum piling the pressure onto Wassner, who's piling the pressure onto Kaj Paul. Gratuitous on-board Mustang shots one feels. As you see, these drivers, 25 minutes left to go, and still absolutely no idea who's taking this final podium position. The pit stops will be finished soon. We've got a couple of drivers still out there to take them, but it is Delphant leading the way, Meeks in second, Paul in third, and Sasha Wassner in fourth place, Van Rossum in fifth, and Stevens in sixth position. Stevens as well has done well. He's got himself close to the car ahead after that pit stop. He's managed to close up and get himself right back in touch here as well. He could certainly be a fly in the ointment for a few of these drivers here. We shall see more chopping and changing through the field. Further down we can see more cars making their way out of the pits. Yeah, it's all about whoever can get the car to the end. but we'll see how we get on. And yeah, Delphine just getting an overtake done there on the cars that haven't pitted. In fact, yeah, Ferreira does come in the pit, sorry, Veiling comes into the pits as well. So this is going to rewrite the running order. Oh, apologies, here we go, we've got an absolute battle on screen. Oh, and it's absolutely side by side. It's Kajpo and Sasha Wasner battling for the final podium position. Wasner almost getting the job done. He's worked diligently to try and find the chink in the armour so far in the race. Hasn't been... almost had a chink in the rear quarter panel there off Paul's Mercedes. Still not able to find his way past. And again, Wasner needs these points if he's going to get ahead of Stevens in the standings. Positions gained. Now that everyone's been in the pit. A few teams getting cheered on, that's in the German chat. Hello to everyone in YouTube and Twitch as well. Oh wow, that's a big bounce on the curb. Those Champier Aero curbs. It really is a mystery to me how the drivers managed to survive. So here we go, what have we got left? 20 minutes, the pit window closes in 30 seconds. Everyone, I believe, has been in so far, so that should be that. Done and dusted. Oh, Ricciardo just finding his way off course. He's had a bit of a moment through turn number 2, and he very nearly lost it out on the gravel at turn number 3. Oh, and he's really having some problems in that Lambo. We'll respect him, of course. It's not often that you see the Reuter out on track. It's a quick little thing. There's confirmation the pit window's closed. But Ricciardo just having a late moment. But yeah, that is everyone in and out of the pits. Diesman, look at this little train that we've got further down the field. Wow, they're going to spread that one wide. Going into turn number 1, the BMW goes full send there. Diesman finds himself massively out on track. He retained a whole lot of speed through there, so he may well... yep, he's just used the speed token, as the drivers like to say. Morris Miller and John Dave looking for the overtakes, and I think Miller violated the track limits as well. Need to keep that close, but we'll stick with the battle for the podium. It's still between Kajpo and Sasha Wasner. They've been absolutely nose to tail for the huge majority of this race. And it's going absolutely down to the wire between the two of them. Eric Delphine, after that slick pit stop, finds himself 9.5 seconds in the lead. With Mateusz Meeks in second place, and then it is these two in third and fourth. Of course, fifth position. Let's not count out Lauren van Rossum here. He is lurking away in the back end. He's been close a couple of times as well, and certainly Waster and Pot, both of them have proved to be racy so far, so we'll see if there is any opportunity for him to get an overtake. Just looking down the order, as I say, Delphant, Meeks and Paul leading the way on the top three spots. Wassner fourth, Van Rossum in fifth, Stevens and Silverio in 6th and 7th. Stevens, of course, up. So Stevens and Silverio, sorry, they two have swapped spots. Rolano in 8th, it's Martinez in 9th, and Eric Temple rounding out the top 10 at the moment. One of the biggest movers through the field is Moritz Miller, up 17 places, and Astrauskas up 16. So a very good race for both of them. Astrauskas starting dead last, he's now up to 23rd place. So that is quite the run through the field that he's had. We have lost two drivers, so 37 left out on track. The two that we are most interested in though are, in fact three that we're most interested in, I would say. Most definitely these three here. Let's get some front splitter cam in fact and see just how close they're getting. Again, Waster absolutely on the back of him. The Mercedes it does seem to be all conquering on the corner exits. Waster getting so close in the brakes, so close under braking, but then again on the exit. That is Kajpaw's Mercedes. That is the mightier of the two. Oh, and that's Ferreira just had an incident. Oh, Ferreira in the Lexus. Going for an overtake on the Pinkman Ferrari. This, of course, into turn number 1. He's on the outside line. How far out does he go? Oh, yeah. Bounce. Just a bit of contact there on the way through the corner. Innocuous on the curves, but enough to send him off into the wall. He'll be carrying a bit of damage there. There we go, back on board with the battle for the final podium position. And they've got blue flags to contend with as well. Excellent. Matej Meeks has already made his way past the post. I think that's Shutenko that's just come through the foreground as these two come through turn number 1 for the 29th time of asking. We've got 16 minutes left, so still a few laps left to go to size up his opponent. Although Waster has been sizing him up for several laps, not able. Again, it's the Mercedes exit speed I would say is the main component. And he is using that absolutely perfectly. Van Rossum not far behind. As we can see, he's got a good view of this. Just hanging on to the tail of the slipstream from the Mustang. I tell you, these blue flag cars could find themselves kingmakers. There we go, one of them. Very quickly out of the way there. Very nicely done. Doesn't feel like deciding the podium today, that's for sure. Champiarero once again, absolutely bouncing over it, and it's Waster getting closer once again. It's an absolute game of cat and mouse here. Absolute game of cat and mouse. Another lap very quickly done and dusted. And speaking of very quickly, Delphant up at the front, he's just on a 1 minute 30.6. And his fastest lap of the race is a 30.3. And the track is up to 37 degrees, so the track getting hotter. I don't think we're going to see him get into quali pace with the track temp, but despite it increasing the way it has, he is still running within 3/10 of a second of his fastest lap, which is half a second quicker than anyone else's managed. Sorry, Van Rossum's been within 3/10 with a 30.6, but Meeks, Paw and Wassner, their quickest laps so far have all been 1 minute 30.8. so they're well matched for pace up the front. Van Rossum, though, over 1 lap is the quicker of the two, although he is being left behind a bit there. The blue flags not working in his favour as these two try and get a bit of a gap from him so they can just concentrate on the battle that they're having. Last, they're almost climbing at the back seat of that Mercedes again. It's a game of cat and mouse. I'm not sure what else to say about it. It really is a game of cat and mouse. Now, one's better on the way through the corners, the other one is better on the corner exits, and it's the one with the corner exit advantage that is leading the way. So that's an advantage. You think he's going to be able to hold, because again, that corner exit, he absolutely leaves the Mustang standing, it looks like. Mario Hoffman and Willy Habold look like they're having themselves a bit of a battle as well. Yep, they are indeed. The two Colourworks drivers, and Petrenko's not far down on this one as well. He could look for a late improvement too. Astrauskas as well, he's still looking for more places. Not content with the 17 that he's got so far, he's looking for another one from Diesman, while in fact fending off Jonathan Mayer. Mayer no stranger to an overtake in this race either. He is up 6 places on where he started. Yeah, so he's made a consistent gain throughout the race. Astrauskas has just absolutely blown the field away down at the back of the grid in that Audi. Will he get to 18 places? If he does, it'll only be 1 less than Maurice Miller in the Beeswax BMW. He's got himself up 19 spots to 24th, and in fact has made up 15 of those places since lap 5. So he was a slow starter to get the overtakes done, but once he did get started, there was no stopping him. There is some stopping Sasha Waster at the moment. We have certainly got Kaj Paw doing his best to fend him off. Toasty 1909, good evening. This is Valencia, or as it is known locally, the circuit of Ricardo Tormo. Apologies for the pronunciation, but yeah, this is the Valencia track, built in 1999, just short of 2.5 miles long. It is a tricky, twisty one. Oh, now I was just about to say something else there, but we'll get back to this battle here. Petrenko just ahead of Alex Hunter, who is looking to make back positions. Hunter could be gifted a shot round the outside here, out of the last corner. He's going to get a very good exit. He's going to get some slipstream from the beam, and I don't think it's going to be enough to catch up. Hunter has been on a steady reascension back through the field. Of course, he started overall in 10th place, but he did drop down to outside the top 20. And he's got 3 cars ahead of him that are battling furiously. Mario Hoffman looking for the move around the outside. All he's done is open up the door, surely, for Petrenko to take that spot, unless Petrenko has a wiggle on the exit, and it is a very nice move by Alex Hunter to go round the outside. So a bit of indecision from the drivers ahead, and as level-headed as ever, Alex Hunter absolutely nails that one, gets himself an overtake, and could get himself another position here as well, because Habold is still battling away. And they've got a blue flag tucked in there. No, sorry, Habold and Hoffman still battling away with Hunter closing in, and he really is closing in. So too is Waster, though. Not quite close enough into turn number 1 this time around. Let's see what's going on with Hunter. In fact, let's see what's happening with Habold and Hoffman, because that's going to determine. You would think Alex Hunter's finishing position the way it is, although that was a less than confident exit there out of turn number 11. Through Herreros we go. Oh, and that's a big bounce by Petrenko there. That's going to cost him a bit of time to these cars ahead. Oh yeah, Sasha Waster still close. I mean, is the Porsche about to take him into turn number 1? It'll be some drive out of there if he does. Hoffman, though, he really is close here. Can he get him on the exit? No, again. In a straight line, straight line speed really isn't the Porsche's forte, it has to be said, and you can tell that as he is massively struggling to keep up with the car ahead, even with that slipstream. Oh, some links in the chat as well. Excellent, as Laster now 4 tenths behind as we've got less than 9 minutes to go. Eric Flawless Delphant, another race win under his belt. He is going to put a move on through the championship from here, that's for sure. In fact, we may well be getting them in, so we will do that. We're going to keep an eye. Whoa, we've got a couple of battles to keep an eye on now, though. Let's see, Petrenko and Hunter. They're dueling away. Absolutely going for it. Mario Hoffman still hunting him down. And Strauskis is still looking for this overtake. So he's kind of met his match here. He's got up 17 spots. But Deisman in the McLaren seems to have his number at the moment, holding him off pretty impressively considering Strauskis has run through the field so far. And of course up at the front it's still as you were. Yeah, well, we've got about 5-6 laps left. Out of the last corner now with 7.5 to go. Where is the race leader? Wow, he's actually catching up to the back of him. No, that can't be right, sorry. He's coming out the last corner. Oh yeah, no, my apologies, I've looked at that completely wrong. Yep, they're just coming through Herrero now. Oh, and it's the Mercedes that takes the brave line there. It does absolutely survive. So that is Delphant across the line with 7 minutes left to go. Yeah, so 5 laps. 5 laps left, 34 run already. Laster still looking to get himself on the podium. He is still looking at the back of that Mercedes badge. It's going to be absolutely burned into his retinas by the time he finishes this race. A good exit by both from Van Rossum. Hanging on, but is losing a couple of tenths here and there. He's now down to a second. Oh, and Axel Martinez having a bit of an off-track moment there. In the closing stages. Nobody near him either. Yeah, the car looking very unsettled there. Through 12 and 13. And just gets a bit of oversteer on the way to Champi-Herrero. I mean, if anything, oversteer there is better than understeer. Understeer means hitting the curb and heading the other side. Understeer at least keeps him between the mayo and the mustard. We'll jump back to the live shots. And this battle here with Laster, we've still got Hoffman trying to get past Habold. And Miller trying to get past Veiling. Oh, Ferreira just making an overtake. Oh no, I think... Oh no, sorry, one of the drivers just had a bit of a connection issue. Oh, and Nicholas Broyle finds himself facing completely the wrong way. So he's on the inside, got the BMW ahead of him. Ooh, now he's gone a bit quick at that first curb there. He's really going to be carrying some pace up the inside. He was left more than enough room there, but was carrying too much momentum to maintain the line that he'd taken there, and that is what caused that contact. By the looks of it, of course, we'll let the stewards work that one out. We only get a quick first glance at it. These 5 still haven't quite worked out what's going on there. Up at the front, they've still not figured out who's getting that final podium spot. Kajpor, championship leader, desperately looking to hang on to his championship lead overall for the series. We've got 90 minutes of Bathurst next time out, and that course is treacherous to say the least. So the drivers really do want to maximise their points haul before we head off to Australia. Let's see what the track temperature there is going to be like. It's up to 39 degrees. The tyres are going to be absolutely cooking. There'll be a full English breakfast cooked on each of the tyres after the race, that is for sure. It's going to be crazy how much rubber is left on the tarmac. We'll see who's got the most grip coming into the final stages. Van Rossum has closed it to within half a second as well, keeping this one interesting all the way. Ferreira has managed to get himself past Petrenko. So these two have swapped spots. Maurice Miller still under pressure from John Dave in the Lambo, though Petrenko's just had a slap on the wrists from the in-game stewards. and Shutenko and Kuzmierzik. Two drivers looking to recover from early drops down the field, 26 and 27. Owen Kuzmierzik sends it up the inside. The door is left open by the Porsche Lexus in a straight line, all conquering against the Porsche once again, and Kuzmierzik lines that one up very nicely to get an overtake done in the closing 4 minutes. It is amazing how quickly these races absolutely evaporate. It is incredible. Wassner still looking to hunt down the podium. This is still a three-way battle for 13th position. In fact, it's a four-way battle for 12th because Habel is just hanging on at the front of this group. He's still got Hoffman hanging on at the back of him. Alex Hunter looking to take spots with Ferreira and Petrenko still in close attendance. Of course, John Dave on Morris Miller. Very much an impending battle, and still up at the front is Kajpol, Sasha Waster and Lauren Van Rossum dueling out for third place. Paul still got the upper hand at the moment. A second, 9/10 separating these three once again. Eric Delfant, and a big shout out of course to Matej Meeks, who we've hardly seen this race as well. Been absolutely solid and pretty consistent as well, and is now carrying a 2.5 second gap over Paul, and in fact lost 7/10 of a second there on that lap. What is going on with Matej Meeks? Oh wow, that gap was about 6 seconds, so Meeks has been solid. That's totally flown under my radar. That gap's now down to 2.3 seconds with 2 minutes left to go, and Meeks was almost a second slower than Paul on that previous lap. That is not pace he can afford to keep up. If he's a second slower on this lap, he is banging trouble on the last lap. Delfant is through turn number 8, so he's going to finish this, so it is going to be one more lap after this one. Wassner going full force now, trying to catch back up to Paul. It was Van Rossum that was looking the quicker out the 3 temporarily, but it is back in the hands of Wassner and Paul. Looks like the two main protagonists for the final podium position, and they've got plenty of blue flags ahead of them. There is one of the Porsches making its way out of the way. That was Igor Shutenko. So big respect to him. He was actually catching up to Kuzmierzik. Kuzmierzik is now the next car. There we go. Confirmation. That is going to be the final lap. So this is the final corner for the penultimate time, and Wassner is just a little bit behind. Shutenko pulls over the track to get out of the way, of course, from the Mercedes. Trying to get any advantage possible. Gets into the slipstream. Van Rossum gets it within half a second. Oh, and Shutenko, that is, I mean, the corner was there. He's got to take it. He can't just make the car disappear. Although he's tried his best, he's ended up massively off track. Going to get a slap on the wrist there. Wassner was coming in very hot into that corner. Almost contact with him, and that could be enough to see Kajpol clear and in second place. That's 7/10 of a gap. Van Rossum now looking the closer out of the 3. And Alex Hunter is still in with in the hunt for an overtake as well. We'll see what they do across the line. It's all about Delfant though. Absolute parade lap once again from Eric. It's been a parade race. Pole position, fastest lap, and the race win once again. Is absolutely wild. The talent he's got. Oh, as Mario Hoffman comes into the pits. Hoffman is had to come into the pits on the final lap. Not sure if that's for damage or what, but that's going to obviously cost them a whole lot of places. Nothing registered on the incident sheet, so yeah, not sure what's going on there. And there is the winner across the line very quickly indeed. Eric Delfant bringing home another race win here in the Case King Prime Series. This time in the penultimate round, it's going to be Matej Meeks that hangs on to second place, and it's going to be Kajpol that hangs on to third. Wassner, Van Rossum quickly across the line. Oh, and Silverio on the last lap, on the last corner, gets the overtake done. Jay Stephen gets himself overtaken. There's flashing lights from Silverio there. I'm not sure if they were saving fuel, if there was a bit of a mistake there by Stephen at the end, but he's lost the position right at the death. Rolando comes round the final corner to take 8th place. It's going to be Martinez in 9th, and Eric Temple is going to round out the top 10. As I mentioned, we've still got overtaking attempts going on. It's Wayne Ferreira and Alex Hunter who are very close. Hunter looking to cement his position in the top 15 if he can. After starting much further up the field, he's had a bit of a comeback driving. In fact, Petrenko as well at the last corner. Is he going to get the drop on Willy Habold? It doesn't look like he is. Not quite close enough. Alex Hunter in the Ferrari. He's being chased by the Lexus. And that is the order. They cross the line. Hunter managing to make back quite a few positions. He ends up 4 down overall, but did make back 6, over 6 on where he dropped down to. A few more cars still to cross the line, but that is our race winner once again. Mr. Eric Delfant, absolutely unstoppable up at the front of this field. It is absolutely wild how he manages to do that. We'll bring the results in a moment. Apologies, that was of course the quali results. Oh no, still showing as Watkins Glen. But yeah, as you saw, it was Eric Delfant that brought home that win. Yet another race win for Eric. He really has been absolutely unstoppable. Every race he's started, bar one, he's brought home the win. And the race he didn't win was, of course, he did, of course, finish second. So not too shabby a showing at all. There it is. The full results from the race. Delfant, Meeks and Paul on the podium. Wassner, Van Rossum, Silverio 4th through 6th. It's then Jay Stevens, Rolano, Martinez and Temple rounding out the top 10. Volts, Habold, Hunter, Ferreira and Ferenc Nagy all inside the top 15. Mario Hoffman finished in 16th with Petrenko in 17th. Dave, Miller and Deisman all inside the top 20. Veiling, Muti and Astrauskas up to 23rd place. Not bad at all. Jonathan Mayer in 24th. Yugi in 25th. Kuzmirzik in 26th. Then it was Shutenko, Dutra, Cholodi all inside the top 30. Chan and Parker 31st and 32nd with Broyle in 33rd. Ratiano in 34th, Eisenreich in 35th, Kozubek, Berek, Losado and De La Rosa all finishing outside the top 35. Losada and De La Rosa, the only two drivers that unfortunately didn't finish the race. What we can do, we can move that and we'll see. We'll just wait and see if anyone does jump in to the commentary box, and of course we'll see if we can get an update on the series standings as well. Oh, there we go. Quick reminder though, is the CaseKing.de Prime Series. That is Valencia, now joining Monza, Kyalami, Imola, Suzuka, Paul Ricard, Silverstone, Barcelona, Spa, the Nürburgring, Watkins Glen in the rear view mirror. Next up, it's that small affair, the mountain that bites back. It is the 90-minute finale at Bathurst. That will of course be next week, so please do make sure you tune in for that one. It's going to be very much a drive to survive type scenario. So we will see how the drivers get on, and of course the prizes. The win bundle for P3, the X1000 gaming chair for P2, and the R300 bucket seat for P1. Whoever that will be at the moment, of course, it is Kajpaw, Vandermeer and Jay Stevens that are in the running for the prizes. We'll see if... yeah, it doesn't look like anyone is jumping in. And the standings not quite updated as yet. We'll get another look at some highlights with the results. We'll give this a moment or two to see if we do get the results done and dusted. Remember, you do want to get involved in the racing, or you just want to keep up to date with all of the broadcasting, make sure you get yourself over to the Low Fuel Motorsport website. You can even help support them on Patreon as well. So jump over, as I say, get yourself involved in the racing, get a link to the Discord. More than happy to help with any queries and get you out on track racing. Assetto Corsa Competizione, Assetto Corsa, Automobilista 2, Race Room, Fours, Let's Go, Le Mans Ultimate and iRacing, all catered for. So do get yourself over there and get signed up. We'll give this one more look and see if we have the series standings, and we do indeed. Oh, and there has been changes. Big changes. Let's have a look at this. There we go then. Sasha Wasner has got himself up to second place after that. A couple of the drop rounds have been taken in, so Kajpaw still leading the way by just over 200 points. Wasner in second. Jay Stevens is in third. Vandermeer in fourth. And Eric Delfant is now up to fifth position. 2, 4, 6, 7 wins and 1 second place from his 8 races that he's taken part in. It's absolutely incredible. Romain Kilbath, Lauren Van Rossum, Matejka Meeks, Miguel Silverio and Mikhail Kuzmierzik all in the top 10 going into the final round. That is going to be an absolute barn burner, so make sure you get tuned in. But there is a run further down the order, but we'll get another quick look at the drivers up at the top. In confirmation, Paw is leading the way from Wasner with Stevens in third place. So it is absolutely all to play for in the final round, which of course will be Bathurst next time out. So please make sure you get tuned in for that. A huge thank you to everyone that's been watching this evening, and of course to everyone that watches back on the VODs. I know a lot of the drivers like to watch the races afterwards, so thank you to everyone for that. And please do give us a like and a subscribe on YouTube and a follow on Twitch as well if you're enjoying what you're seeing. And we will be back next week for the 90-minute finale of the CaseKing.de Prime Series. Until then, my name has been John Wright. Do stay safe, take it easy, and have a great rest of your night. Good night.